For the last 27 years, I've called New York City home.
I love it here.
It's noisy, it's busy, it's diverse. But I admit it, it's a bubble. Big cities feel increasingly isolated from the rest of the country, especially the places that delivered the presidency to Donald Trump.
We will make America great again.
The 2016 election exposed our widening political and cultural divide and put the spotlight on one group in particular.
I mean, they drink Budweiser.
The white working class, 1/3 of all Americans, whose politics have become something of a national obsession.
Working class whites.
Playing a decisive role in Donald Trump's victory.
Who are these working class Americans? Why do they love Trump?
They've lost jobs.
The economy it plummeted.
Faced a shocking surge in suicides and overdoses.
See the residue? That's heroin.
And many of them believe their very way of life is vanishing.
You think they would want to adapt to our way of living, but they don't do that.
Build that wall! Build that wall!
But there's a deeper story to be told in these rapidly changing towns.
I'm tired of people shitting on Mexicans and black people.
You sound like a different kind of angry white guy.
So I crisscross the country. From the heartland, where immigrants are laying down roots,
This is where I'm gonna stay.
to the Rust Belt, where young people are moving out.
Can we come together? Can we beat the odds? I think we can.
A journey to the center of our nation's divide to find out what's driving white anxiety in America inside out. You're probably wondering what the heck I'm doing here about as far away from middle America as you can possibly get. Well, I've come to the Big Island because this is where the matriarch of one of the best-known white working class families in America actually lives now. That's right, I'm talking about Roseanne. Roseanne Barr's groundbreaking 90s sitcom chronicled the life of the Connors.
You got the job!
Drywall master of the universe!
As they struggled to make ends meet in a blue-collar Midwestern town. And now they're back in the age of Trump, when the country seems more divided than ever.
A lot of people, Roseanne, might be surprised to know that you live in Hawaii. Tell me what you like about living here. I mean, hello.
Well, I mean, look. Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah.
I'm not a real big city person.
The Big Island is Hawaii's heartland. And given Roseanne's working class roots, she feels right at home.
Having made a lot of money, you know, I lived in Beverly Hills and all that stuff, but I just couldn't take it. I didn't fit at all.
Now she lives on a sprawling macadamia nut farm, which was briefly the setting of her reality show.
You're considered somewhat of a cultural expert when it comes to the white working class.
Well, I guess so.
Do you feel comfortable in that role?
I feel uncomfortable to break it down by race, because I think, you know, most of the working class are people of color and, you know, brown. But, yeah, I mean, I grew up like that, so might as well be me, right? I'm salty. A salty working class gal.
Come on, 5:30!
I knew what it was like to work really hard and not get paid too well for it.
For 9 seasons, Roseanne made working class family life funny and relatable.
Now it seems that working class people don't get much respect in our culture.
Yeah, and it also seems that there's a lot of kicking them when they're down, too. You know, you're racist and you're uneducated. It pisses people off to be talked down to.
What happened?
I got underbid on Al's job. He's using illegals.
And the new Roseanne doesn't shy away from the thorny social issues that made the show famous.
It ain't right, Rosie.
Like immigration.
Those guys are so desperate to work for nothing, and we're getting screwed in the process.
Why do you think there's so much anti-immigration sentiment? among the white working class?
Well, I think that most of that is because immigrant workers work for less, and that, you know, who's going to hire union people at union wage when they can get somebody for way less? This may be the first generation of Americans that didn't do better than their parents. Of course they're going to be angry.
I wanted to better understand this anger over immigration, so I traveled to a part of the country where it's reached a boiling point.
Hey, here we are in Omaha.
Yep.
Road trip.
The American Midwest was settled by pioneers and European immigrants more than a century ago. Now their descendants will soon be outnumbered by an influx of newcomers, flocking to work in small towns like this one. Greg Sokup is 61 and worked the line at the local Hormel pork plant for nearly half of his life.
When did you retire?
I retired in 2014, May.
Wow. Were you looking forward to that day?
I was counting it down in hours and minutes and seconds.
Now he spends his days on his small family farm.
Delilah, someone new here to see you.
Oh, Delilah.
Come here, pork chop.
Oh, that's not very nice.
Here's pork chop.
Whoa. I think she likes me. So you got goats, pigs, chickens, geese, ducks.
Pheasants,
Do you have a
quail.
Surrey with a French on top?
The what?
Never mind.
By the time Greg graduated from high school, he knew where he wanted to work.
This is Hormel.
The company has been a Midwest institution for decades. Its Fremont plant is one of the largest employers in town.
I mean, you loved your job. We were making money that nobody else had ever seen.
We had a brand new house, 2 vets.
We were people that the whole state envied. When wages were good, everybody was happy.
In 1977, his third year on the job, he was making the equivalent of $70,000 a year today, enough to comfortably support a family of 8. But by the mid-'80s, production lines started moving faster to meet increased demand. The work became more grueling as unions lost their power and wages dropped dramatically.
We went from being the highest paid to average. I mean, there were people that had the same benefits as we had that were working at 7-Eleven.
So when fewer people like you wanted to work at Hormel, what happened?
They had to hire anybody they could get.
Meat processing companies started hiring minority workers from big cities, and some even recruited south of the border, though Hormel denies ever doing so. Today, almost 75% of the workers at Greg's old plant are minorities. Half are Hispanic, and that makes him feel like a stranger in his own town.
I'm a white American, and I'm probably the minority right now in this country.
Well, not in Fremont. It's like 80% white, 80% white.
Okay, but you go down to Hormel's, and I'll guarantee you there aren't 15% white people left down there. They have jobs that are posted, you have to be bilingual. Now, is that not discriminatory towards a white? I don't understand that. I'm the minority.
He's not now, but by 2044, he will be. That's when experts say white Americans will no longer be the majority. This transformation will likely happen a decade earlier for the working class. And all this change is deeply unsettling for many Fremont residents like Greg. So when Costco announced plans to open yet another meat processing plant in town, a lot of folks were livid.
Do what's best for the community, not what's best for a few fat cats in this town. They're going to profit from this.
It is not a chicken fight, but a fight over chickens.
Environmentalists mobilized to protest the threat of pollution. And a simmering resentment over the influx of immigrants erupted.
Our town is in jeopardy, not only with disease, but illegals.
Fremont is about to go down the wrong path. Thank you.
John Wiegert, a 5th grade teacher, is one of the most ardent opponents of the plant.
Did you grow up in this area?
I grew up here. My mom was a teacher. My dad was one of the town barbers here. It was a great town. It's still, for the most part, a great town. This is where the Costco plant is going to be, right here. We'll just pull in right here.
Costco claims the new plant will generate $1.2 billion a year for Fremont. But John says it's just not worth it.
What smells so bad out here?
Hormel.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty rank, isn't it?
Yeah,
But,
I think those are some animals in there.
Yeah, those are hogs.
Aw,
Yeah,
bye.
just a few. Yeah, you'll probably have them for breakfast next week.
Oh. What's your biggest beef, so to speak, about this chicken plant?
Well, a lot of it is with the pollution. 300,000 chickens a day. And we're worried about the type of people it's going to bring, too.
So when you say the type of people, what do you mean exactly?
Well, we've had a problem with illegals coming into our town.
Hormel claims it has strict measures in place to make sure its workers are legal. And Costco says it will do the same. But it's estimated that about 1/5 of workers in the meatpacking industry are undocumented.
Some guys have gotten arrested 5, 6 times, and they deport them. They come back the next week. We had people that got fired at Hormel's. Foreman says, wait a minute, you got fired last week. You're Jose. Oh, no, me Juan. You got paper says he's Juan. How do you be Jose one week and Juan the next? And that's happened, Katie. My great-great-great-grandparents were immigrants. But when they stepped on the dirt and soil of this United States, they had to know how to speak the language, and they had to follow the law. And that's not what it is now. To me, they're depleting our country. And if things tomorrow would go to heck, would they stay here? No, they're gone. This means nothing to them other than a paycheck.
But, you know, with all due respect, Greg, I think there are people who have come to this country and have worked really hard. Don't you think you're making kind of a rash generalization when you say that?
No, because for every one of those that you show me, I'll show you 10 or 15 that aren't that way. Before all this happened, I never, ever thought I was a prejudiced person, ever.
You say you weren't prejudiced, but you are now.
I hate to admit it, but I am. I mean, if I'm going to be honest with myself, I am. I don't have a shaven head. I'm not a white supremacist. I mean, I'm not a radical. I'm just a person that has gotten tired of all the free rides and seeing where our country's going.
John feels the same way.
I think our government has failed us.
But his fight isn't just about the chicken plant. And he brings me to a local cafe.
How are you all?
To meet his fellow activists.
When did you start to notice that Fremont was changing demographically?
Complaints from the phone for me when I was on the console. An example out there, Christensen Field, they changed the diapers on the hood of a car and dropped that dirty diaper in that parking lot. When they come here, you think they would want to adapt to our way of living, but they don't do that.
A couple years ago, we went out to the 4th of July. A lot of them were flying the Mexican flag. If you want to assimilate, why are you flying the Mexican flag?
But is that really that big a deal,
Yeah,
John?
it is. To me, it is. I'm proud of my German heritage. I'm not out there flying the German flag.
All those small perceived slights added up to a big step.
A watershed moment in Fremont's history
that caught my attention back in 2010.
Fremont, Nebraska is an unlikely battleground in the fight over illegal immigration.
That's when Fremont voters first approved a law that made it illegal to rent housing to undocumented immigrants.
It's time to listen to the people.
They voted for it again in 2014, pitting neighbor against neighbor.
This outcome does not reflect the opinion of our entire community. We will invite all who appreciate the contributions and benefits of immigrants to keep Fremont moving forward into the future.
It has nothing to do with race. It has nothing to do with bias. It has nothing to do with really anything other than true economic impact.
Most economists say immigrants, legal and illegal, help the nation's economy overall, but they can strain local services.
Look what that would do to your educational system, to law enforcement. We can't handle that many different cultures and afford to do it.
You all have been called racist.
Oh, absolutely.
What's your response, Bob?
I ignore them because I know myself I'm not. That's the only thing they've got to go on to come back. When they run out of words, just, you're a racist, you're a racist.
How did Fremont change when this whole immigration debate started surfacing?
It got really ugly. If you had a yes sign or you had a no side, it would be gone the next day because you were supporting the other side.
Maggie Zarate was born in Chicago, the daughter of Mexican immigrants. She's now a real estate agent, married with 3 kids. At council meetings, she defended Fremont's Hispanic community.
I'm just concerned for my children. These are third-generation American citizens that can't go outside to play because of the color of their skin. I felt the racist look. It was just like tension, and it was just, you felt like you're not good enough. You know, I could have taken my U.S. passport, and it still wouldn't matter. When you see these people being disrespectful, and it's like, it just breaks my heart. It's like, you don't know what you have. People got on buses, got on the train, risking their children's lives, risking losing a limb to come here. And now we're here, and it's like, wow, thank you, God, for giving me the opportunity to be born in the greatest country in the world. So when that whole immigration thing happened, it's like, I'm not going anywhere. This is where I was born, and this is where I'm gonna stay.
Next, we head to the Rust Belt, where rapidly shrinking communities
Get your hands out of your pocket.
are fighting for survival. And Roseanne gets political.
Do you worry that Trump has given permission for people to be insulting and mean?
No, I think they were always like that. That's why they like him.
Welcome, Trojan Nation. Tonight, it's all about grit. It's all about who wants it. It's all about the city championship.
Hanging with the team. Yo, how you doing? Hey, how's it going? Good. Good. Let's go!
Come on up, kid, come on.
I'm with Mr. V.
Get there, get there!
I have friends in high places. This is like Friday Night Lights in Pennsylvania.
This is it. This is high school football at its finest tonight.
There's nothing like an old-fashioned high school football game to bring a community together. And after 3 rough decades, Johnstown needs as much spirit as it can get. This used to be a booming city with a bustling main street, beautiful homes, and at its heart, one mighty company, Bethlehem Steel. But by the 80s, overseas competitors were producing cheaper steel. The mills started shutting down, and eventually, half the population left. Today, it's the country's 3rd fastest shrinking city, as young people all over Middle America move away to chase better opportunities in bigger cities. But there's still a lot of fight left in this town.
Let's go, 48 seconds, baby!
And a lot of hope that kids like Tyler Brewer, the Trojans' starting center, will stay and rebuild.
Let's go, let's get a break.
Tyler's a senior here at Johnstown High.
1, 2, 3, go!
He's everything that we are, hardworking, humble, and passionate. He embodies what our spirit is here in this city.
Hey, you must be Tyler. Hi,
Yes,
Tyler.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Tyler's only 17, but in many ways, Johnstown's challenges have already become his own.
Johnstown has had struggles for a while, ever since the steel industry closed down here.
My pap actually worked in the steel mill, and when he got laid off, it was kind of like my family didn't know what to do. Like back at that time, didn't need degrees to get jobs, and if you had a job there, that was what you stuck with until you died.
Was that sort of when your family kind of started to unravel a bit?
Yeah.
They struggled financially for years. Then when Tyler was 14, his dad walked out.
Just up and left?
Just up and left.
His mom died of cancer soon after.
What kind of cancer did she have?
She had cervical ovarian cancer.
Oh, she did. My husband died of cancer and when he was 42, and that must have been really, really hard for you to watch.
Yeah. When she started going through surgeries and everything, it was really rough. My dad basically didn't want anything to do with us after.
So. Had to grow up fast.
Yeah. It was an everyday grind for us. We really had to kind of struggle to make ends meet.
Working class families like Tyler's have been coming apart since the 70s. Their marriage rate has plummeted, and the divorce rate is twice as high as it is for the middle and upper class. Now Tyler's half-brother Tim is raising him alongside his teenage daughter in the house where Tim's wife Amber grew up.
I should have you doing this, Tyler.
Yeah. The way that he let me come into his house, like, it was just no questions asked. You have a place to stay.
Tim works as a maintenance man at a local cemetery. Money's tight, but they manage.
There you go.
Honestly, I don't see him as a brother anymore. I see him as my father. It means the world to me.
A lot of his friends plan to leave after graduation, but Tyler's still torn.
Everyone's like, oh, we need to get out of
That's just
Johnstown
because
there.
they're just followers. You'll miss family life working out of town. That should be #1 priority, is the family. #2, making a household, making a living. You're out.
Damn.
Tim's helping Tyler stay on the right path as Johnstown endures another devastating symptom of economic decline.
Johnstown fighting the war on heroin.
We have an epidemic on our hands.
8 people were taken to the hospital in just 3 hours.
On track to break overdose records. Jim, nice to meet you.
Very nice.
Jim Jungwa and his fellow EMS workers routinely see the devastation up close.
The one that sticks in my head is an overdose I had. The person basically told me the town depresses me and the town's the reason why I'm on heroin.
Over the last 2 decades, there's been an unprecedented spike in the death rate among the white working class due to so-called deaths of despair, alcoholism, a spike in suicides, and drug overdoses.
Please come clean. Just tell us what you took.
Not on anything. I got freaking high yesterday.
It was definitely an overdose because he was in a fetal position, completely out of it. Until I started shaking him, then he woke up and came to. Get your hands out of your pockets.
Hold on,
right now.
All of this happened just around the corner from Tyler's house.
See the residue? That's heroin.
Do you see a lot of opioid abuse here?
We do a lot. Like, we had a football player that played for us last year, and me and him were really close, and he overdosed on heroin and passed away. It's scary. It honestly is.
What just happened?
Nice pass.
Oh, okay, good. Woo!
Let's go! Victory!
Do you guys come to every football game?
Just about every football game.
Yeah.
I'm proud of the kid. He's doing good.
Lately, college scouts have been showing up to watch Tyler play, and tonight's the biggest game of the year.
I gave him 3 options. I told him it's either the military, 2-year tech school, or you got to go to college with the scholarship from football. Let's go.
Well, fingers crossed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
As the cowbells and air horns blow, your Greater Johnstown Trojans are going to win the city championship 23-15.
Don't forget about Mr. V. He has a plan for Tyler, too.
Everyone's mad because population decreased, but how many times did we tell our kids, get out of here, there's nothing here, go to college, and now we're mad that they listen to us?
Yeah. So he's giving them a reason to stay.
This needs to be clamped back against here, and it should bend pretty even.
Okay.
Tyler is learning to be a welder through a vocational program revitalized by Mr. V.
You're not going to offshore carpentry. You're not going to offshore plumbing jobs. There's still opportunity here. We just have to tell our kids a different story.
2/3 of students here are now being trained for jobs that are vital to the city's renewal.
The first day that I did it, I just fell in love with it.
But as Tyler plans a blue-collar future and his city fights for a comeback, I hear about the threat of major layoffs in another Rust Belt town just 3 hours away.
Christmas is less than 2 weeks away, and a lot of working class folks in this town don't know what their future holds.
Next, the struggle to make ends meet.
I live in a freaking basement at 44. And it's embarrassing.
In a blue-collar town turned red for the first time in decades.
A lot of liberals describe Trump voters as racist, not particularly educated.
It makes me sick.
We're in Erie, Pennsylvania. It's been snowing for a couple of days here. There is the GE plant, which has provided the economic engine for Erie for more than 100 years. but it's been shrinking, shrinking, shrinking.
Erie's largest employer is cutting a third of its workforce.
More work is heading out of town.
1,500 of these workers were laid off last year, and 500 more may be on the chopping block.
With uncertainty surrounding the company's future,
General Electric will stop building locomotives in Erie by the end of next year.
So there is a ton of anxiety among working class people here in Erie, and I want to talk to them and really find out what that feels like. So you all have been working at GE for about 5 years. When did you suspect that you were gonna get laid off?
It's just a way of life when you're blue collar around here, I think.
Matt, Marshall, and Monty were all welders at GE.
That's a tough way to live, though, isn't it, you guys? I mean, how do you cope with that feeling of economic insecurity?
Powerball tickets.
Before they were laid off in 2016, they built powerful locomotives and got paid well, around 70 grand a year.
You knew the risk, but the pay was worth it.
Right.
Like 2/3 of all Americans, they don't have four-year college degrees, so GE was their ticket to a stable middle-class life. But for decades, the Erie plant has been bleeding jobs because of automation, globalization, and more recently, the Lone Star State, where GE built a non-union plant that pays a lower hourly wage. Now in their late 30s and 40s, these guys have been forced to reinvent themselves.
You both are going to school now.
Yep. I'm like the oldest guy in my class. My teachers and I get along well because we're the same age.
Matt is getting an associate's degree in business administration, thanks to a federal program that pays to retrain workers who lose their jobs because of U.S. trade policies.
I've always been blue collar. I've always been hands-on, you know, beat it with a hammer, whatever you got to do to make it work. And this is a whole different ballgame. It's a workout for the brain.
Marshall works at a local brewery, and he's going to school to learn how to fix industrial robots.
Turn that down? Yeah. Okay. Whatever manufacturing is going to be left in this area, they're going to try to automate it. So if you're the type of person that can work on that kind of automated equipment, you'll be a valuable resource to someone.
Monty couldn't afford to go back to school because his wife was pregnant with their daughter, Maddie. He needed a full-time job with benefits.
We got spoiled at GE, working a 40-hour week.
Now he pulls double shifts driving a milk truck overnight to make the equivalent of his GE pay.
I get up like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and I get home like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. At least I'm home every evening with my wife and my kid. That's my reset, and I can do it again the next day.
Makes me exhausted just listening to your schedules. I don't know how you do it, honestly.
You really don't have a choice. You just don't have a choice.
Got to do it.
GE says it's laying off workers to stay competitive.
They're global. They want to make sure their shareholders are happy, and that's the bottom line.
But that's been a blow to the entire local economy. And people like Matt's girlfriend, Becky, are feeling the pain.
We dated when I was like 17 years old.
17?
Her hair was pink and, you know, 1980s teased up
and...
huge hair.
Like most of the working class, she survives on low-wage service jobs. And lately, even those are hard to find.
In a 2-week period, I applied to 27 jobs, and the only one I got later, 3 months later, was Little Caesars, so I took it.
I probably make more on unemployment than she does working.
Right.
I would guarantee you, probably double.
That's what's upsetting. So I live here at my stepdad's. I live in a freaking basement at 44. And it's embarrassing. The economy just, it plummeted.
If there aren't enough jobs in Erie, why don't you move?
I have no interest in moving. I live in a house my grandparents owned. My grandmother passed away in my living room. My grandfather passed away in my oldest son's bedroom. These roots are deep. And if you do move, it's a big gamble. And to gamble on family, I think, is just not something I'm willing to do.
Lost jobs, deaths of despair, feeling abused by corporations, and forgotten by politicians.
People are tired of lies. They're tired of losing their jobs.
Enter Donald Trump.
Trump came to Erie and he talked about bringing jobs back. That's a big feat for anyone. Obviously, I'm not happy about everything that's going on with President Trump, but I still voted for him.
A lot of liberals in this country describe Trump voters as racist, sexist, not particularly educated, and I'm curious what you would say to them.
That's not right. Why are you stereotyping me? You know, my best friends, I dated a black girl, you know, it's like...
Election night, when you see people crying in the streets, it makes me sick. Because I voted for Obama both times, and I voted for Trump. But if Trump would have lost, I wouldn't have been crying in the street.
It's like, I'm a human being. I felt that I did what was best for me. You need to accept that, and I accept what you did.
For a lot of Americans, that's easier said than done.
First, let's say grace. Jackie, would you like to take a knee?
Roseanne even made hers a house divided on her new show.
Most of all, Lord, thank you for making America great again. Mom.
You supported Trump.
I did, yeah.
Why?
I supported Obama and Trump. I guess because at heart I'm a working class person, and like he spoke to me because he talked about jobs and he talked about shaking things up.
I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay?
I love the gruff, politically incorrect stuff.
I'd like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
And that's the way real people talk.
Do you worry that Trump has given permission for people to be coarse and vulgar and insulting and mean?
No, I think they were always like that. That's why they like him. I like that a lot better than pretentious and arrogant.
Next, I head back to the heartland for a glimpse of what could be rural America's future.
There are 18 or 19 different languages in the school.
And I meet an ornery newspaper man who's a different kind of angry white guy.
American lives matter.
I am angry. It's wrong. This isn't America.
If you put a bullseye in the middle of the country...
Okay, you guys, where are we?
Storm Lake, we've arrived.
You wouldn't be far from this small Iowa town.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm just fine.
Where the future of rural America is already here.
Is this a much better life than you had?
Better life, yeah. If I have a choice to born in United States, I will born in United States. It's perfect.
Even though Iowa itself is 86% white,
Thank you.
it's a different story in Storm Lake, where minorities are now the majority. And no one knows that story better than Art Cullen, the editor of the Storm Lake Times.
Thank you.
He's an outspoken supporter of immigrants in a deeply conservative region.
Some people cancel their subscriptions over editorials, but really most Iowans are pretty open-minded.
Last year, Art's editorials landed him a Pulitzer.
Where do you keep it?
It's over here, we got a little shrine. Something in my head said, they're gonna call your name, and they did.
And what did you say when they did?
I can't say it in front of Katie Couric.
Yes, you can.
I said, holy barnyard epithet, is what I said.
Art says minorities are breathing new life into Storm Lake. The first arrivals were war refugees from Vietnam and Laos in the late 70s. Latino immigrants followed to work at 2 meat processing plants now owned by Tyson.
At first, when all these immigrants came, were people freaked out? Be honest.
Yes, people were referring to them as wetbacks, beaners. They don't work hard, they're criminals. And then after 10 years or so, you figure out that's all a line of BS. This is authentic Mexican.
So I'm gonna have 2 tacos.
All right, and everything on it, onion, cilantro, hot sauce?
Yeah, baby. This looks really, really good. What advice would you give to communities who are really resistant and really uncomfortable with these changing demographics?
Grab a shovel and start digging. That's what I'd advise them.
Meaning?
Die and bury yourself, because that's what's going to happen. If you are living in the middle of nowhere, which is where we are, if you aren't growing, you're dying.
2/3 of rural counties across the country have been hemorrhaging young people for the past decade. But thanks to immigration, Storm Lake is bursting at the seams.
Everybody say collapse.
Collapse.
What does it mean if something collapses?
Though there have been some growing pains.
It broke?
It broke.
Storm Lake's elementary school is so packed, some classes are in the hallway.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Hi, kids.
These are my 4th graders.
A whopping 90% of the school's students are non-white.
My parents come from Mexico. My parents from Burma, California, and Guatemala.
There are 18 or 19 different languages in the school.
Almost 2/3 of students in Storm Lake are learning English.
Money from the budget is going to interpreters and taking money away from the white kids. What's the counter argument to that?
Would you prefer that we not teach them and leave them ignorant so they become heroin addicts and meth heads? No, we want to teach them English.
Let's talk about some of the other challenges. Crime.
The Storm Lake police chief will tell you that Latinos and African Americans commit crime at the same rate that Anglos do.
We checked. It's true. And nationally, immigrants are actually less likely to commit crimes than native-born Americans.
We pull these vehicles up, we work with the kids and create relationships, throw a ball.
He's putting on a little firefighter outfit.
Oh, yeah.
To protect and serve this modern-day Mayberry,
Is that good?
Police Chief Mark Prosser gets up close and personal with immigrant communities that are often fearful of law enforcement.
What do you say to people who believe you should be looking for undocumented workers?
That's not our job. We don't have the authority. This country doesn't have the money or the resources or the wherewithal to deport 11 or 14 million people. It's not going to happen.
Meanwhile, a New York journalist walks into a bar and says, "Is everybody in this town really this tolerant of immigrants?"
May I please have a glass of wine? Anything red.
I'll be out of
Thank
the
you.
box.
Thank you. That's okay. That's okay. I'll be fine with that.
Dan Smith recently retired from the Tyson hog plant.
Cheers.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet
His friend Allison still works there as a nurse.
My dad worked at the packing house here in town for 30 years, and I worked there for 35. So, yeah, we're pretty much natives.
Dan saw his pay stagnate over the years, but he doesn't blame immigrants, and neither do most economists, who say immigration barely affects working-class wages.
How much money do they get paid an hour? They start at $16 an hour, and they can make up to $20 an hour.
But Dan firmly believes that higher wages wouldn't bring white workers back.
I don't care if they offer you $27.50 an hour. They could not fill that plant with white people.
And why is that, you think?
Because there's a group of people they call millennials that don't want to get involved in that type of operation. I don't mean to be kind of gross, but if somebody told you, Katie, tomorrow you're going to drop bungs, you wouldn't know what a bung is. A bung is the butt of the hog. And if they told you you're going to go out there and cut those out for 8 hours a day, you'd probably just turn right around and walk out the door. There's a lot of people that don't make it past orientation. They see what they're actually going to have to do, and they're like, no, not for me, and away they go.
What do you think? I think they're working very hard.
These people move here to better themselves, to raise their families and give them a better life. How can you begrudge anybody that, you know?
What do you think, Allison?
The more I'm around it, the more I like it. And I commend this town for coming along as well as it has.
But Dan still has his limits.
Do you feel like you're losing your power when you were for so long in this town a majority?
Sometimes I do. And it's a personal issue with me that eventually the Hispanics will take over city government and state government and federal government.
How would you feel about that?
I would resent that because I felt like my father, who was in the invasion of France, fought for the Mexicans to come up here and take over our government. No, it's not.
This land is your land. This land is my land. Build that wall!
Build that wall! Build that wall!
Do you think this is racism when people say build a wall or keep the immigrants out?
I'm not sure that I use the word racism.
Sodomites!
English!
Is there cultural ignorance? Absolutely.
You're a citizen, just like Obama's a citizen.
It's all bound up in our tribalism.
American lives matter.
And people get real stupid when they get tribal.
A total and complete shutdown of Muslims.
Whole countries.
The president said, quote, they all have AIDS.
I'm tired of people shitting on Mexicans and black people.
You sound like a different kind of angry white guy.
I am angry. Yeah, that's wrong. This isn't America. America is a land where everybody has an opportunity. That's what I thought we were about, taking oppressed people and giving them freedom. And that's what we're doing here in Storm Lake. And so let us do it.
Was made for you and me.
Next, what happens when we're forced to stop talking past each other?
Tell me your reaction when I say these 3 words. Black Lives Matter.
Everybody's lives matter.
And Carlos walks in.
Right on cue.
Back in the Rust Belt, a remarkable conversation.
Well, you walked into a loaded question.
I began this journey feeling that we were hopelessly stuck in our own echo chambers.
The divided nation.
Alt-right.
Hard left.
A witch hunt.
White supremacists.
Unable to talk about what really divides us.
Hollywood liberals.
Basket of deplorables.
Class, geography, politics, and race. But back in Johnstown, after riding along with Jim, I sat down with his fellow EMS workers for a slice of pizza.
Thank you.
And a surprising conversation that has really stayed with me.
What do you all think of the whole Colin Kaepernick controversy?
The person who sparked this was adopted by white parents and given every opportunity in the world and wants to talk about white privilege. That, to me, is hypocritical.
Yeah, it started off as a protest by one person, but now you're getting the people putting their hands up in the air with the Black Power stuff. It's getting out of hand.
Tell me your reaction when I say these 3 words. Black Lives Matter.
Everybody's lives matter.
And Carlos walks in.
Carlos.
On cue.
Right on cue.
I mean, your life matters. So does mine, so does Jim's, so does Carlos.
Well, you walked into a loaded question.
Oh, yeah, Carlos. How are you, buddy?
Oh, great. Do all lives matter? Absolutely, all lives matter. It's just the Black Lives Matter is a movement. It just doesn't stem down to police brutality. I recall as a child seeing the pictures of black men hanging in trees, being burned. If I were looking at you as a Caucasian female, that night I'd probably be hanging from a tree being burned. If you tie all these things together throughout history and you come to present day America, it makes you kind of think, is there still that type of hate mentality that exists?
When you listen to Carlos talk about that, does it make you think about things a little bit differently?
Just 5 minutes of listening to him talk, I have way more respect and understanding for the situation.
Yeah, me too. And honestly, probably the reason why you were never asked that before is because we never really wanted to touch the subject and make you feel uncomfortable.
We generally take more time to talk about basketball.
I wish people would sit around a table eating cold pizza and talk this way a little bit more. I think we'd be so much better off.
This old steel town is changing. The community is smaller now and more diverse. And the industries here are changing too. Turns out, a lot of these old relics are coming back to life.
This is not your grandfather's steel mill. This is a highly technological company building things with computerized machinery, robots, and lasers. This thing can operate over the weekend with no one here.
The high-tech jobs that are left require an ever-evolving set of specialized skills. So Bill Palachek, the CEO of this steel fabrication company, created his own apprenticeship program to retrain older workers and recruit high school students like Tyler, the Trojan star player.
In 3 years, you can make 26 bucks an hour. That's darn good money.
A few months after our visit,
hey, Tyler.
He had some big news.
Dear Tyler, congratulations on your acceptance at Thaddeus Stevens College. It's a 2-year technical school, and I got off full ride scholarship for football and for welding technology.
Yay! Congratulations!
It's just honestly, it's like a dream come true. After I finish my 2 years down there, I'd like to come back to Johnstown. It's home. And people talk bad about Johnstown, but there's actually a lot of good in this town, and it just takes certain people to see it.
There's no quick fix to rebuild working-class cities like Johnstown. It will take homegrown innovation and radical new ideas from young entrepreneurs.
You can build anything here. It's a blank canvas.
We're all part of this grand experiment here. We don't know if we're going to survive as a community, but I think everybody here believes that we will.
But most of all, it will take a leap of faith that reinvention is possible.
Welcome to the Cambria Ironworks Machine Shop.
Like a symphony transforming an abandoned steel mill. The places I visited on this journey are a vital part of our American story. Yes, there's anger and frustration here.
Our country is slipping away from us, and the values and the beliefs that we had, we're slowly losing that.
But there's also pride and resilience.
The mindset of the people in this town is to fight, 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 and work, work, work.
And though we won't always agree on the way forward,
change is hard, but embracing change is fundamentally American.
we can still find common ground.
We all want to solve the same problems. We just have different ideas of how to do it. That's all it is.
If we just sit down, come together, and truly listen.